Good morning, friends. Welcome again to the e-learning class of biology. We'll continue with the topic control coordination, neural control coordination. First part we are dealing with. We discussed up till now, in addition to the nervous system of Hydra and Planaria, human nervous system. First part of the nervous system we discussed up till now, that is central nervous system. What is central nervous system? Nervous system present along central axis of the body. This is called a central nervous system. Two important organ we discuss. Number one, brain in the head region, and the spinal cord, which is protected in the vertebral column. Last lecture we discussed the spinal cord. When we discussed morphology, we said it is a tubular with those two bulging, and even we discuss the anatomy section of spinal cord. What we want to discuss now, we want to discuss the remaining two types of nervous system, and maybe we'll conclude with the some disorders here. The and this peripheral nervous system gives the meaning. The nervous system present along the peripheral side of the central nervous system. So this is central nervous system in the center, and along so toward the side we'll have peripheral nervous system, and this nervous system is called as peripheral nervous system. I'll repeat. The nervous system present along the peripheral side of the central nervous system, the one which will connect the central nervous system with the different parts of body. When we say different part, we'll have two mainly. The one which will receive the information is called receptor. The one which will give message is called as the one which will show responses is called effector. And the one which is present in between CNS and this receptor and effector. Remember the one which is formed by many nerves. When we say one nerve, it will be white, thin, and thread-like structure composed of many nerve fibers. Remember. So this system is made up of only nerves. We don't have organ here. Only nerves will be there. Here I am giving a summary picture. Here is the brain. Here is the spinal cord. And whatever the nerve they start at directly from brain, or the one we start from the spinal cord, go to the different parts of body, and this will form the peripheral nervous system. We'll discuss the types of nerves actually on basis of maybe connection to the CNS or origin, from where they originate. We have two types of nerve. One is for cranial nerves, one is called as spinal nerve. Name itself is the meaning. Cranial nerves, these are the nerves which start from the brain actually. So the nerves which directly start from the brain, and this is present in all amniotes like reptiles and birds and mammals. Such types of nerves which directly start from the brain, or the one which originate from the brain or terminate into the brain, these are called as cranial nerves. Remember, we'll have 12 pairs of cranial nerves, and they are recognized by the Roman number and particular name. So in human body, we'll have 12 pairs of pair, because half the nerve will go to the right, half the nerve will go to the left side. And that way we'll have a 12 pair, 24 nerves are there actually. And the one which are called a cranial nerve. Which all nerves are there, that I'm summarizing in form of a chart. See, a four column that we made, no doubt that the number is in a Roman that you need to write, because we'll have a simplest question to write. Names of any four cranial nerves. Maybe nature wise we'll discuss either they are sensory or motor or mixed type. Function we'll discuss what the role that play in the body, and distribution wise either where they go, where they carry the message, or from where they carry the message. Remember, okay. I've given the color coding here. Three that I'm giving in the red, they all are a sensory nerve. Blue color, these are the motor type of nerve. Five are there. And remaining are mixed type of nerve. One by one, I'll repeat because you need to learn by heart these are 12 names at least. First one is called olfactory. Name itself is the meaning. The one which come from the nose, the one which is sensory in nature, and the one which is concerned with sense of smell. Second one is called optic, the one which comes from or bring the message from eyes, the one which is concerned with the vision. Again, it is sensory in nature. Third in the series, third cranial nerve is called oculomotor, the one which is motor in nature. The one which go to the muscles of eyeball, and the one which is concerned with eyeball movement. Remember, to this eyeball will have many more nerves which are given, or they come from eyeball, because we have variety of movements of eyeball. Next one, it is called a pathetic nerve, the one which is motor again, and the one which given to the one which is concerned with the movements of eyeball, the one which is for rotation of eyeball. So, like this rotation of eyeball, this work will be carried by pathetic. Next one, this is called a trigeminal. Summary we are going to do afterwards. The next nerve is called trigeminal. And the one which is a mixed type of a nerve, the one which go to face and jaw region. So half of the nerve tract will be sensory, half of the nerve tract will be motor. That way it is mixed type. And the one which comes from facial region as well as the jaw movement is the main work carried by this one. The one which is supplied to the teeth. So this is what dentist nerve, remember. Next one, six in the series, that is called abducens, the motor again, and the one which go to the eyeball muscles, eye movement. This is another function. I told you many more will be there for eyes. Next one, it is the facial nerve mixed type, and the one which go to taste bud and salivary gland, the one which is concerned with the jaw movement, upper jaw, lower jaw movement. Okay. Next one, eighth in the series, this is auditory sensory again, the one which is concerned with hearing and balance, the one which come from the ear. So remember, from the nose we'll have olfactory, from the eyes we'll have optic, and from the ear, the one which will take the message to the brain. This is sensory, and the one which is auditory. Next one, ninth in the series, glossopharyngeal, longest name, mix in the series, muscle movement. And the one which go to the pharynx and salivary gland, maybe the pharynx muscle movement. This is the work carried by this glossopharyngeal. Next one, this is the 10th in the series. This is vagus mix again. The one which go to the visceral organ. Remember. So the one which will take the message to the visceral organ. This is again concerned with the muscle movement of visceral organ. Remember the one which start from the brain, go to the all the way visceral organ present in the abdomen. That way, this is the longest nerve, remember. Next, to 11th, accessory spinal, the motor again, shoulder movement and shoulder muscle. It goes to basically. And last one is the hypoglossal, the one which is motor again, the one which is concerned with the tongue movement, the one which go to the tongue. So whatever variety of tongue movement that we have, they are carried with the help of, the message will be carried with the help of hypoglossal. That way we'll have 12 pairs of cranial nerve. Once again, I'll repeat, we'll have three which are sensory, three which are sensory, five which are motor, and remaining four which are mixed type. You need to learn by heart these 12 names. Okay. Now, second type is called a spinal nerve, the nerve which arises from a spinal cord. Earlier diagram we have seen. See, these are the nerves which start from the spinal cord, and these are called a spinal nerve. Remember, the nerves are total 31 pair, but don't worry, we need not to remember the names of these nerves. One or two I'll give you. All are mixed type. Remember, here we don't have sensory motor like cranial nerve. All are mixed type, and they are classified into the five. Number one, the one we start in the neck region, they are called as cervical nerve, 8 pairs are there. Next, the one which all start from thoracic region, this is called thoracic nerve, they are 12 pairs. See correlation with the vertebrae. Next one, the one which start from abdominal region, the one which are five pairs and they are lumbar nerves. Next one, pelvic region will have five pairs and they are called as sacral nerves. While from the coccyx region, tailbone, we have only one nerve, and that is coccygeal nerve. That way, we'll have a 31 pair, 62 nerves are there, all are mixed type, remember. One name you must have heard about, the one we start from abdominal region, go to the tip or lowest part of a leg. This is called sciatic nerve. And if at all we have a compression in the vertebrae, the nerve will create pains in the leg region. One name I'm giving, this is the longest nerve, spinal nerve actually, the one which is located in the leg region, and this is called sciatic nerve, remember. Okay. Now, how the formation of a spinal nerve takes place, that we are going to study with the help of diagram. This is a TS of a spinal cord. We already discussed, we'll have a central canal, we'll have a gray matter, we'll have white matter, gray matter with the two horns, dorsal side, dorsal horn, ventral side, ventral horn, and how the nerve formation takes place, that we are going to discuss. Each spinal nerve is formed by dorsal sensory root and ventral motor root. See, this sensory, the dorsal horn will continue as a dorsal root. And we all know this dorsal root is sensory in nature, it carries sensory nerve. While the ventral horn will continue into the ventral root, and ventral root we all know it is a motor in nature. Both will come together, and that will form a common nerve. This is called a spinal nerve. So tell me how it will be. The one which is containing sensory as well as motor attract, so it is called a mixed nerve. And remember here, the dorsal root will arise from dorsal horn, that will be with the ganglion. Remember, cell body will be here. And this is called a dorsal root ganglion. I told you this tract is sensory nerve. Ventral root arises from ventral horn, but we don't have any ganglion because ganglion will be near the organ. And the one which contain motor nerve, it contain motor nerve. Both will meet within the neural canal, and that will form type of a nerve. I told you this is sensory nerve. It will be mixed type. Remember. Now it won't be carried single. It will divide into the three branches. See here, toward the dorsal side, towards ventral side, and towards the sympathetic nervous system. One by one, we'll discuss. The branch will go to the dorsal side, the one which is short, the one which innervate. Now remember, whenever nerve go to particular organ, it is innervating that particular organ. Innervate the skin and muscle of a dorsal side. This is called ramus dorsalis. I'll repeat, branch of spinal nerve which go to dorsal side called ramus dorsalis. Exactly opposite. These are the Greek word as it is. Ramus ventralis, largest one, the three, and the one which go to the ventral side, innervate to the organ muscles of ventral and lateral side. As we all know, dorsal side will have minimum organ, so dorsal dorsalis will be small. Ventral side will have many more organ to be innervated, so we'll have the ramus ventralis, which is largest of three, and the one which communicate with the sympathetic ganglion of autonomous nervous system. Autonomous nervous system will have two units, sympathetic, parasympathetic. One of them will be connected here, sympathetic ganglion, and the one which is smallest out of the three, the one which start from T1 to L3, thoracic 1 to lumbar 3, upper spinal cord, and that will join with sympathetic ganglion of ANS. This is called ramus communicans, remember. So remember the three names. I'll repeat, dorsal side is for ramus dorsalis, ventral side it is for ramus ventralis, and the one which communicates with sympathetic ganglion. This is the ramus communicans. That way, typical spinal nerve will be formed by dorsal root and a ventral root. As dorsal root is sensory, ventral root is motor, spinal cord will be mixed type, and one which will have a three branches. Remember. That's it. Here we complete PNS, peripheral nervous system, the one which is formed by only nerves. Remember. Last part is called ANS. This is called autonomous or autonomic nervous system. Nervous system with regulate working of visceral organ, independent of our willpower. So many organs are there in the body. They work automatically, and whatever nerves are supplied to these organs, that will constitute the autonomic nervous system. Simply we call ANS. Remember, it transmits the impulse from CNS to that involuntary organ or smooth muscles of a body in autonomically, or what you call under the non proper control of our body. It has special sets of a peripheral nerve that regulate the activity of involuntary organ like cardiac muscle and smooth muscle and glands present in the body. So remember, whenever we take the food, secretion of liver need to be done. Maybe it could be the contraction, relaxation of the heart that keep on doing automatically without our conscious control, and this is under control of autonomous nervous system. Okay. Now I told you we'll have the impulse that is conducted from CNS to the axon, that synapses with the autonomous ganglion, and we'll have two types of fiber here. Two types of fiber here. See, this is one fiber ganglion and another fiber. Here again we'll have one fiber ganglion and another fiber. These are the two units, sympathetic and parasympathetic unit. We'll discuss. But remember, we'll have two types of fiber. First fiber we start from the central nervous system, spinal cord, before the ganglion. Whatever the fiber is there, this is called pre-ganglionic fiber. Name itself gives the meaning. Before the ganglion, it is called pre-ganglionic fiber. And the second one, the second neuron that start from autonomous ganglion and that will go to the effector organ. See this one. Here is short this one, and this is called post-ganglionic fiber. Postganglionic neuron or postganglionic fiber means next to the ganglion. And in this initial preliminary diagram, you must have understood. For sympathetic nervous system, preganglionic is short, postganglionic is long. While for parasympathetic nervous system, preganglionic is long, postganglionic is short. We'll discuss individually. But remember, we have two types of fiber neuron here: preganglionic neuron and postganglionic neuron. Okay. As I already told you, this autonomous nervous system works automatically. So we need two activities here. Either the activity of a visceral organ is to be increased or activity is to be decreased. And so we'll have two units here. One is called a sympathetic nervous system. Another one is called a parasympathetic nervous system. Here in the diagram, I am showing sympathetic nervous system, half the sympathetic nervous system. Similar will be present from this side. We'll have a separate nerve cord here with the ganglion here and preganglionic and a postganglionic neuron. Similarly, we'll have a parasympathetic nervous system with the separate directly nerve fiber here. No ganglions. Ganglions are very close to the organ. And here we'll have two units, sympathetic and parasympathetic. Quickly we'll study sympathetic, parasympathetic. Here I'm giving the diagram again for only sympathetic. Brain, spinal cord, this is CNS. And then we'll have this one fiber, this is second fiber, and these ganglions present here. This will give you idea about sympathetic nervous system. 3 point we'll take and we'll discuss. The system is also called thoracolumbar outflow. Name itself gives the meaning thoracolumbar because the fiber or nerve fiber will start from thoracic and lumbar region. See, this thoracic and lumbar region only. T1 to L3, I'm saying thoracic 1 to lumbar 3, total 12 plus 3. And that way, remember, the one which is called a thoracic lumbar outflow, sympathetic nervous system is also called thoracolumbar outflow. The one which consists of 22 pairs of sympathetic ganglion. See, you can count 22 pairs of sympathetic ganglion. And these ganglion lie very close to the central nervous system, either side of a spinal cord. See here, either side of spinal cord. Now we'll have two types of fiber. I told you, preganglionic fiber is short here. Postganglionic fiber is long here. This is for sympathetic nervous system. Now, remember, preganglionic fiber, which is short, and postganglionic fiber, which is long. Postganglionic fiber secrete adrenaline. So it is called an adrenergic fiber, remember. Postganglionic fiber, as it is long, this will secrete adrenaline. So more amount of adrenaline will be secreted here. In addition to the noradrenaline on the effector organ. That way, remember, adrenaline increases the activity of a visceral organ. So whenever this system gets activated, this system will secrete adrenaline on visceral organ. And that way activity of visceral organ will be increased. One example we'll take for heart, as when this system start activating, the adrenaline will be secreted on the heart and pumping of a heart will increase, remember. That's it. This is something about the sympathetic nervous system. Function will take sympathetic nervous system control body activity in the emergency. Whenever we are emergency, whenever there is need of a quick work by these autonomous organ, this system will start working. Remember the one which bring fight and a flight response, remember. The one which is excitatory and stimulatory effect, remember, on most of the organ, except digestive excretory organ. Digestive organ will keep on doing their work with their own speed. Similarly, excretory organ. Otherwise, rest of the organ like heart and kidney and all will have excitatory and stimulatory effect by sympathetic nervous system. The one which work during fear and anger and stress and pain, remember. As the system speed up the rate of organ, this system will involve expenditure of energy, remember. That's it. Is something about function of sympathetic nervous system. Simply I told you, the one we start working when we face emergency. Okay. Second one, and the one which is called parasympathetic nervous system, the one which is called craniosacral outflow, you must have understood. The nerve just directly start from either cranium or sacral region, remember. That way it is called craniosacral outflow. The nerves start from brain and sacral region. Now exactly opposite to the sympathetic now. Preganglionic fiber is long here. See, the preganglionic fiber will be long here. Ganglion will be close to the organ, and then postganglionic fiber will be short here. That way, the parasympathetic ganglion situated near to the visceral organs. Remember, this preganglionic fiber secrete acetylcholine, the chemical called acetylcholine, at the terminal end of postganglionic fiber on the effector organ. So it is called cholinergic fiber, remember. Earlier was adrenergic fiber. This is cholinergic fiber. And what it do, the acetylcholine inhibit the activity of visceral organ. So it will bring down the activity of visceral organ. Same example we'll take now. If this system get activated, now both the system will not work together. They will work one by one. When this system get activated, the one which will secrete acetylcholine on the heart and activity of the acetylcholine, heart rate will come to the normal, or it will be brought down, remember. So what could be the function here? This will bring back the activity of the visceral organ to the normal, because the activity, if it is increases by a parasympathetic sympathetic nervous system, that will be brought down to the normal by parasympathetic. Okay. Now that way it is called a housekeeping system. It will bring the things to the normal. The one which will work during the rest, the one which provide relaxation, the one which will provide comfort and pleasure, remember. That way the one which will start working when we have a relaxed state, remember. As the activity of the organ will be slowed down, this is called the one which will do the conservation of energy, remember. The system involved conservation of energy. Okay. Textbook comparative chart I have given here. You can note down in your notebook. Differentiate between sympathetic, parasympathetic. In addition to the character that I have given you, in addition to the character that I have given you, structural character I have already given you, that you can add and make a differentiate between sympathetic, parasympathetic. Long list again. Heartbeat will be increased by sympathetic, decreased by parasympathetic, and similarly for blood vessel, arterial blood pressure, epilephy, urinary bladder, etc., etc. You can read from text. Okay. Important two topics were deleted at this particular year: reflex action types and reflex action types of reflex action. What is reflex action? Quick spontaneous actions are called a reflex action. You can read for your general knowledge, remember. Okay. And then we'll have a phenomenon called sensory receptor. The organ which take the information, they are called a receptor. Maybe we'll have a two type: interoreceptor, exteroreceptor. Inside the stimuli that they take, outside the stimuli that they take, they are called a exteroreceptor. Topics such as eyes and ear and all receptor and effector is deleted at this particular year. Diagram I am showing for your general knowledge, remember. Okay. We'll summarize the topic with the two or three disorders of nervous system. First one is called Parkinson's disease. You must have heard about someone suffering with this problem. Degeneration of dopamine producing neuron. Dopamine is a neurotransmitter, and the one which will help for important activity in the body. If those nerves are degenerated, dopamine production will be not there, and the person suffer with the disease for Parkinson's disease. Here I am showing the picture of old age person showing the appearance of a Parkinson. Remember, character you can read it out. Symptom will be the one which will develop for years, that will include tremors in hands and leg. Maybe stiffness, body will become stiff. Difficulty in walking and balance of body and equilibrium. These all are the Parkinson's disease symptom, remember. Okay, picture I'm giving and you can guess how the Parkinson's disease. Alzheimer is different, remember. Okay. Second one, and you must have, some of you discuss in psychology. This is called psychological disorder, or we call mental disorder, range of a condition that will affect the mood, thinking and behavior of the person. And this is called mental disorder. Mental disorder is a major problem, remember. The one which affect multiple areas of the life that create stress in the body for a person suffering from it. Categories are there. Maybe intellectual disability. This is a mental disability, a inability to concentrate. Autism spectrum disorder. This is seen in the children. Bipolar disorder, or it could be depression and anxiety. because of a condition you must be knowing. These are the mental disorder. Maybe one of the is called ADHD, attention deficit hyper reactivity disorder, hyperactivity disorder. I'm sorry, this is another one. Stress related disorder, and many people suffer with stress and related disorder. These all are together called mental disorders. Remember, we also call it a psychological disorder. Last in the series, and this is called Alzheimer disease. Here is the diagram that I'm showing. Normal brain we already seen earlier. This is the half a part of a healthy brain. See here, healthy brain, half part. And the one which is Alzheimer's, suffering with the Alzheimer's. See, such a empty or gaps will develop in the brain. Even atrophy will be there, shrinking of the brain will be there. And this problem is called Alzheimer, most common form of dementia. Dementia, when we say it, is ability to interfere with the normal activity of a person. And this is called a form of a dementia where incidences increases with the age. Actually, old age problem is there. Loss of a cognitive function like thinking and remembering and reasoning and behavioral ability. The one which has such an extent that they interfere with the person daily life and activity. This is called Alzheimer, remember. I made a bold statement, this happened in the old age, but someone, you must be suffering this problem right now. But remember the one which is called Alzheimer disease and the one which occurred due to loss of cholinergic and other neuron present in the CNS, remember. Those activities will be reduced, remember. Okay. Even the one which occurred due to the accumulation of amyloid protein in a part of the see here it is shown amyloid protein accumulation, and that will result into the atrophy, shrinking of the brain, and the person suffer with Alzheimer. Okay. There is no cure for this particular Alzheimer. Only the treatment slow down the progression of a disease and may improve the quality of life in old age person. That's it. There's something about the different disorders. Quickly, we summarize this topic because we want to wind up it today. Thank you very much. Next topic, endocrine glands and their function. We'll start next time in detail. Okay. Okay, we'll continue with endocrine glands next time. We'll stop.